Okay, part 4. Moving and controlling the ship. In the ship class, we previously used the console set cursor position and right. Now we have an at function in our base class console base. So let's use that instead and delete the other two rows. Okay, and the parentheses as well. There we go. All right, now we need more functions. Let's create a read key function. The read key function will contain a switch, but first we need an instance of the console key info object. We write a while loop, while key available. We read the keys just to clear all possible keystrokes that has been made to enable that we only use the last one, the last keystroke. We don't want any buffer to occur. Alright, switch info key. Now we need a new folder, types. Let's add a new file, move type. The move type is an enum and will only contain left and right to start out with. Okay, back to the ship class, and here we go. Case console key dot left arrow. Then we want the current move to be move type left. Okay, so we need a current move variable. Private move type, current move. Now we copy this and do the same for the right arrow. And break. And that's pretty much it. We could write a default also. We might do that later. Alright, so we also need a no move option because we want to be able to stop the ship. Now it's moving all the time. While it's moving left, I can click the right arrow and it will move right, and the other way around. We also want to be able to stop, hence console key X. If you hit the X key, the ship will stop. Now over to the move function. The move function will use a counter because we don't want the ship to move every time the move function is called. Instead, we have a counter which we put in the object base class because the other objects will likely need a counter variable as well. So increase the counter, and as long as the counter is less than 2, don't do anything. Return. Now counter equals 0 to restart. In this way, the rest of the following code will only run every other time. If current move equals move type left, and we want to decrease the x coordinate. The other way around, if current move equals move type right, then we of course will increase the x coordinate. Okay. We were not able to set the x property in the chord entity, so we added that as well. Now to the game function. The ship class is ready for us. In the while loop, we need to plot the ship. Let's create a plot function because the other objects will also be plotted. Private void plot, where we just do underscore ship dot plot. Okay. The next thing we need is, of course, to read the keys. Underscore ship dot read key. And then we need a move function similar to the plot that will contain the ship move call and more to come, enemy.move and so on. Okay, and we call the move function, and finally we need a delay, otherwise the ship will just run to the left and right way too fast. Private void delay, and here we go and we use system threading thread sleep. Yet again, we're not going to dig any deeper into the thread and threading functionality because it's outside the scope of this tutorial. And we need a constant delay, which we set to 20. Okay, we try it out. Okay, it's obviously moving to the left and to the right when I hit the left and right arrows, but something is wrong. We don't see the ship. Let's first set the background color to black because this is space. Maybe, okay. We still don't see the ship. The ship should be white, so let's set the color and see if that's the problem. Set color, which is now in the console base. Okay, it's moving, but it's not the color issue. Okay, in the console base we sent a chord entity. Instead, let's send the x and y variables separately. And set cursor position x and y, and down here call the add function with x and y instead. Okay, now let's change in the ship plot function to use that functionality. Instead of using the chord instance, underscore coordinate dot x plus j and underscore coordinate y plus I. Okay, there we go. The ship is plotted and it's moving when I hit the left and right arrow key and stops when I hit the X key. Perfect. Now let's get rid of that other block, which is the cursor. So console cursor visible false. Okay, we're done. Okay, that's what we wanted. Back to the ship function. We want to set the current move to move type no move from the beginning, so it's just sitting there when you start. Finally, we need to set the left and right boundaries, because if you go to the left too far, the program will just stop, error, and the other way around. So we need left boundary and right boundary constants. The left boundary will be 0 and the right boundary will be 93, which I've tried out before, of course. Okay, down here, just add if the current move is left and the x coordinate is greater than the left boundary, then we decrease the x variable. And the other way around. If current move equals move type right and the x coordinate is less than the right boundary, increase. And we see that it stops when we reach the wall when we hit the right key. Other way around, yes, it stops when we come to the left side. And we're done.